The 1920s was a turning point for the United States. Major events had occurred between Prohibition to the creation of the first affordable car. However, this time was most controversial for women. The early 20th century was a time in which men were superior to women. Women had very limited authority in society. This oppression was evident in their sense of fashion. People's clothing is the first way to learn about who they are, as it represents them. As women's rights evolved, their fashion mirrored the effect. Women of the early 1920s were traditional housewives overall. This began to change during World War I when more work was needed in factories or as secretaries, sales clerks, and telephone operators. They also took on the jobs of men. The number of working women increased by 25% as a result of the work they had undertaken during World War I. Before any legal actions occurred, the attitude and roles of women in the 1920s was already changing. Empowerment was emphasized as the 19th Amendment was ratified by Congress in 1920, granting women the right to vote. The idea of the new woman had arisen through the right to vote, ability to obtain college degrees, drive, and work. The new era after World War I was beginning, the Roaring Twenties. This was a time of pleasure for everyone, and women specifically questioned traditional morality and values, resulting in the rebellious behavior of the flappers. A new, modern woman who was self-assured, adventurous, and sophisticated, the flapper embraced unconventional behavior and represented America's changing attitudes in regards to cultural norms and dress. The term did not achieve wide usage in America until the release of the popular Frances Marion film in 1920 called The Flapper, which starred Olive Thomas as a girl in search of thrilling adventures in a town where having a soda with a boy in public was considered scandalous. Flappers represented a new type of freedom following the constraints of World War I. Change of fashion also occurred in headwear, a vital part of a fashionable outfit in the 1920s. Hats evolved from plain and very close-fitting to one in which was adorned by ribbons, feathers, and much more. Larger hats were coming into style, allowing for more attention on the wearer. Women did not mind the attention in order to show off their newly found change in society. Women continued to gain confidence through the decade. In 1923, the National Woman's Party succeeded in having a constitutional amendment presented to Congress. Women as a whole were gaining authority in society instead of being present as suppressed people. As a result, fashion continued to evolve. Women oftentimes cut their hair short on the pursuit of freedom. The heels of their footwear grew taller in correspondence with their confidence. As a whole, women of the 1920s demonstrated newfound freedom and confidence in their roles in society, which was evident through their empowering change in fashion sense.